relationship, you might want to have something to do this weekend. So let's hop over to Christine at Maastrichter.com and find out what's happening over the coming week.
Romeo and Juliet Shakespeare story set to the music of Gounod. Beautiful, beautiful music. It should be a beautiful production, so check that out if you're missing some opera. Also on Friday the 12th, Philharmonie Zuid-Nederland. So the Philharmonic Orchestra of the south of the Netherlands are performing Beethoven's Pastoral Symphony. Another beautiful piece of classical music, full orchestra. That will be in Heerlen. So if you're already in Heerlen for the Beethoven concert, just half an hour later, there's something completely different. A band called Seda. And they're a mix of Mongolian music and music from the Orient. I think there's some throat singing, some very traditional instruments. Sounds really interesting. And if you're there anyway, get all your culture in one go. My cross training. So if you don't fancy the epic music, you can also go to a jazz concert in Heerlen at the same time. It's from the Concertgebouw Jazz Orchestra and it's Miles Davis. So check that out. Right, Michael? Yeah. For something completely different, Sunday the 14th at the Muziekgieterij, Luca Bloom. He's a singer-songwriter and he'll perform with acoustic guitar, some of his own pieces and some covers. It should be a nice relaxed concert. He's got a beautiful voice. Also on Sunday the 14th at the Theater aan het Vrijthof in Maastricht, a tribute to John Lennon. The audience is taken through the life of Lennon through his music, so you'll hear lots from the Beatles and Lennon hits. For some midweek entertainment, Tuesday the 16th in Heerlen, the Scapino Ballet Rotterdam presents Casablanca. It's not your usual ballet with tutus and point shoes. It's more of a modern ballet and it's based on the story of Casablanca. And the interesting thing, it's with the original soundtrack of the film. For all these events and more, please visit the Maastrichter.com. And please Instagram us, Facebook us, and tell us what you've been seeing. And okay, please Instagram us, Facebook us, and tell us what you've been seeing.
Oh, thank you, Christina. Lots going on.
Instagram us, Facebook us, and tell us what you've been seeing.
And that's right, Christina. Now, of course, we are going to touch on this a little bit later. There could be some restrictions coming back in again this weekend, which could affect you going out to see certain gigs. So bear that in mind. I say the best thing to do is just contact the venues and see what they have to say. But there'll be more information about that coming out. Apparently, in the next 24 hours, contact the venue. There should be a press conference tomorrow night from the government telling us what we can or cannot do. So, I think it's probably time to get our first guest on. Charlotte from the lovely Broth Bar is in the house. She's going to be coming on now. I believe she's just joined us.
Hello.
I think I can I can hear you, but I can't see you. Oh, God, technology's good. There she is. Hello, Charlotte.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you guys?
Oh, very well, very well. It's lovely to see you. Now, oh my God, we've got stuff to talk about. We really do, because there was a big announcement on your social media this week. You telling us that you might be leaving the Broth Bar. Tell us more. What's going on this week?
Yes. Well, I think half a year ago, there was a rumor that there was a farm for sale, and it was always my dream to do that. And so we looked into the possibility, what we could do. We couldn't do it both because it's a day and night job, so with the bar. And we started investigating if maybe somebody would like to take over the Broth Bar, and we found a young, lovely couple, and they will do their own thing. It won't be the Broth Bar anymore, but they will.
Oh.
They really have exciting plans. I can't reveal much. No, it will be organic. It will be organic. That's what they told me. We will have the talks soon about what their plans are. They will reveal it themselves, obviously, but maybe I can say in a couple of weeks who they are, what they're going to do, and they want to do a really, really good job.
Well, of course, this has always been the theme with the Broth Bar, hasn't it? The organic side of things, because anybody that's ever come to you, and let's be fair, you were open all through the past year as well, with your little window on the side of the Broth Bar. Anybody could come in and have breakfast, lunch, dinner. There was always something healthy. It was all very natural, and that's something that's always been important to you, hasn't it?
Yes, I find it important. I loved also to serve it to the guests, because there were a lot of guests who had health questions or issues, or they wanted to improve stuff, and I was never afraid to put something on the table, like, oh my God, or just putting it there, and because I loved what we made. Yeah, it was important. It still is important, and I guess more and more people find it important. They want to either cook themselves or know the ingredients they work with or know what is in it. If you make everything yourselves, you know what is in it. And if you want to eat out that way, you can come to us. And I guess in the future you can still go there, but it won't be the Broth Bar anymore.
Oh, well, it's kind of bittersweet, isn't it? Because as much as you're leaving the Broth Bar, you're going to have this exciting new life. Now, I know you can't tell us too much about the farm, but tell us more about this dream that you've had then. How long have you had this dream, and why is it centered around a farm?
Well, when you start looking into health, like I did a long time ago, then you want to work with the most beautiful products, and then you search where you can get them. It's like when you bake a cake, for example, right? You want to get to the store, and then you're like, couldn't I go to the farmer? Then you go to the farmer, you visit the farmer, and you're intrigued by how everything works and how hard their lives, but also the revenue they get from it when you cook it with your own vegetables or with your own fruits. So then you get torn because you also want to do that, but you can't when you have a restaurant. Then I'm very into essential oils, and I love, and I want to make them maybe, I don't know. So I guess it's the best of both worlds. And now we had the Broth Bar, and we are lucky enough to find somebody who wants to run a healthy restaurant as well, so we can go do the farm. And we're 50 years now, so you got to start sometime. And I don't think you'll do it when you're 60. So yeah, the opportunity came, we took it, and it's bittersweet.
But how do you see yourself then? Are you going to be getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning, milking some cows, or cleaning out the goats, or are you going to be working the land? What is it you expect to be doing? All of it.
All of it. It's going to be my husband and I, since the children are out of the house again, and I don't think they want to farm really. So I want to have my vegetable pad. I want to have my chickens and my eggs. My husband will do the bigger animals, and he would love dogs also, not for broth, but just dogs to be on the farm. Yeah. And then I will make my own bread and use. So we really want to live self-sustainable with our own energy, with our own water. It was very important to have a well on the farm, so we are looking that way. And to be really cut off from everything, but being able to visit a city or people, or having people over, maybe.
Yeah. Well, I think, especially with COP26 that's happening this year, about climate change and people trying to live a greener, more sustainable life. I think for many people, they have good intentions, but when it actually comes down to, can I do without buying particular clothes? Can I do without my diesel car? Can I do without buying shampoos in plastic bottles? I think for some people, they have good intentions, but it's not easy to actually go through with it. Do you actually think to yourself, this is a huge leap? Is there something that I'm going to miss? I'm going to really struggle to not have anymore?
No, I think it's choosing the world you want to live in. And if you want to hold on to the old, if you buy clothes, you need them for social occasions, I guess. Well, on the farm, the cows don't care what you wear. So I don't think I'm going to spend my money there. And the chickens won't be impressed if I have my high heels on. So I guess maybe it's the age also. You just don't care that much. And the last year and a half, you didn't go out anyway. So the social has come down a bit and your circle got smaller, which wasn't always a bad thing. Mm-hmm. But your contacts you had were much more intense. And you went out in nature more. So, no, I don't think for us it will be a big change, but we're old. So.
Oh my goodness, you're not old at all. You're not old at all. But it is going to be quite a shock to the system, probably the first few months, I would think, because there'll be some surprises that you hadn't thought about quite possibly.
Of course.
It'll be a big learning curve. But I've no doubt that you are up for the challenge, Charlotte. I mean, this is really is so exciting. I know, looking at all the responses that you've got on social media, that it's been amazing, isn't it?
Oh, very heartwarming, touching.
Everybody's behind you. They really are, which is lovely, isn't it?
Yes. It was really heartwarming, yes.
Do you want to take this opportunity to say a few words to all your supporters out there?
Yes, I'm super grateful, but that's what I wanted to tell them also in the post. It's not like, I'm going to have a new life. Thank you, bye. It's a struggle on all levels, and I will miss the daily interactions with guests and people. Yes, I will miss that terribly. So it was, thank you again for everything. You too, Joe and team, for all the connections we made. It is still very lovely. Is that the word?
Yeah. Absolutely, yes. Well, yes. Well, we think you're lovely, Charlotte, and we've loved the Broth Bar, and it's been an integral part of the city for sure. And so you will be very much missed. But as I said, you can tell by all the responses on social media, everybody is behind you, and we can't wait to hear how the developments go over the coming months and years. And are you planning on maybe doing a little page on Facebook about it, or a blog or something like that?
Yes, we'll keep you in the loop. Yes, we'll keep you in the loop. Yes.
Excellent. So I think you'll have to come back on the show, but in a different capacity now.
Probably.
Maybe we should have you as our green consultant, our self-sustainability consultant, or something like that. That could be fun.
Yes.
We'll talk about that again. Charlotte, as always, it's an absolute pleasure to see you. I know I can say on behalf of the whole team here, we wish you the best of luck, and we can't wait to see, as I said, all the updates that are coming over the next few months.
Thank you so much for your time, interest, and all the best to you also, guys. Keep on doing the good work.
Thank you, Charlotte. Take care. Bye. Bye. Oh, bless. Lovely Charlotte. Oh, I tell you what, if you'd seen I literally mean this, if you'd seen the responses on social media, everybody, and it is a lot of people, because Charlotte and the Broth Bar have been a really important part. Huge step. There's so many of us. I know I've had conversations before with people sort of like, oh yeah, I could do that, just live off the land. No, it's not that easy at all. It really isn't. But nice one, Charlotte. Good for you. Can't wait to hear how that turns out. Renee's in the house. Good evening, Renee. Lovely to have you with us, me. For those of you who have just joined us, it is just me this evening. The lovely Tracey couldn't make it this this evening, so she will be back next week. And we've still got Matt, who used to be on the show. He's popping in the second half of the show to give us an update of how his new life is back in the UK, which will be interesting to find out. But I think it probably is time now for us to sort of chill a little bit, relax, put our feet up, take some time, because it is time for This Day in History. Oh, I don't know how that sounded out there. It sounded a little hollow this night. I've usually got at least one voice singing along with me. But, excuse me, I'm just going to have a little sip of this. Oh, that's better. Today, it is Thursday, the 11th of November. And on this very day, in 1620, the Mayflower Pilgrims make their first landing in America at Provincetown Harbour, Massachusetts. I've always liked the name, Massachusetts. Yeah, don't mind me. In 1648, on this very day, the Dutch and French agreed to divide Saint Martin in one of the Leeward Islands. Now, I've been to Saint Martin on the Dutch side. Very, very nice. It was actually, my husband and I went there. It was actually the beginning of last year, just before all this madness started. We went off to the Caribbean and oh my goodness, wouldn't it be just lovely to click your fingers and go back there? If only we had known what we know now, there's a very good chance we never would have come back. Maybe we would have stayed there. But very nice place to go, definitely worth a visit. On this day in 1790, chrysanthemums are introduced to Europe from China. I like if I can say it, chrysanthemum. I do like them, very nice, and they're very popular here, I know. In 1851, on the 11th of November, Alvin Clark patents the telescope. I've got nothing to add to that, really. I mean, he obviously wanted to see something a little bit further than he could. His glasses weren't good enough, his binoculars weren't good enough, so he invented the telescope. And if you look at the telescopes that we have now, my goodness, you can see the underpants hanging on a washing line 350 billion light years away on another planet. My goodness. In 1865, on this very day, Mary Edward Walker, the first US Army female surgeon, is awarded the Medal of Honor. And in 1889, Washington is admitted as the 42nd state of the USA. A year later, on this very day, D. McCree patents the portable fire escape. I just want you to think about that. I cannot for the portable fire escape. Isn't that just a ladder? I mean, really? A portable fire escape. How does that work? Because a fire escape is usually sort of on the outside of it. That's just a long ladder, surely. If anybody else can enlighten me, I mean, yeah, that would be nice. Irene's in the house. Hello, Irene. Lovely to have you with us. On this day in 1930, a patent is awarded to Albert Einstein and Leo Szilard. Yeah, just about. Did I get that right? I don't think so. Let me try that again. Albert Einstein and Leo his mate Leo, they invented the Einstein Refrigerator. Now, in case you're wondering what the Einstein Refrigerator is, apparently this was a patent on a new refrigerator design that did not use a pump. It also didn't need electricity either. It only needs a heat source, like fire, for example. And in 2007, a guy named Adam Grosser held a TED talk suggesting that a refrigerator based on this design could be used in rural areas for cooling vaccines. But so far, there are no commercial refrigerators built based on this design. So there you go, the Albert Einstein Refrigerator. Who knew? 1954, on this very day, the publication of Two Towers, the second volume of Lord of the Rings by Tolkien, by George Allen and Unwin. Try that again. By J.R.R. Tolkien. In 1961, on this very day, Stalingrad is renamed Volgograd. Volgograd. I think Stalingrad's a lot easier to say. Why did they change it? 1963, Brian Epstein and Ed Sullivan signed a 3-hour contract for a show for the Beatles. And 1968, John Lennon and Yoko Ono appear nude on the cover of Two Virgins album. Ooh, have you seen that? I've seen that. It's, well, they're naked. A year later, in 1969, Jim Morrison is arrested on an airplane by the FBI for drunkenness, naughty Jim. And in 1975, on this very day, Angola gains independence from Portugal and becomes a national day. In 1987, on the 11th of November, Van Gogh's Irises sells for a record $53.6 million at auction. $53.6 million at auction. That's a lot of money. And the following year, on this very day, the oldest known insect fossils are reported in Science magazine. 390 million years. I can't get my head around that. 390 million. It's a big number. Don't get it. That's... And insect fossils. I mean, oh, yeah. Head bone. On the 11th of November in 1992, the Church of England approves the ordination of female priests. And in 2015, a flawless 12-carat blue moon diamond sells for $48.4 million at an auction in Geneva. Now, here we're going to wrap up this, and this will blow your mind as well. So on this day in 2017, the largest Singles Day sale, and remember we're talking about Singles Day at the beginning of the programme, the largest Singles Day sale ever on Alibaba, they sold $25.3 billion worth of products. $25.3 billion. However, a year later, in 2018, the very same Chinese e-commerce company, Alibaba, sets a new record for Singles Day, where they make $1 billion in 85 seconds. I mean, it's just astonishing. And in 24 hours, they made $30.8 billion. I mean, $1 billion in 85 seconds. That's just astonishing. Absolutely astonishing. So, yeah, let's have a look at some birthdays. On this very day in 1960, Stanley Tucci, the American actor, was born. 1962, Demi Moore, the American actress, born in Roswell, New Mexico. 1964, Callista Flockhart, the American actress. I believe she's married to Harrison Ford these days. 1974, Leonardo DiCaprio, the American actor. And finally, in 1982, Lil Dave, the American rapper, who was born in Boston. Oh, Massachusetts. There you go, Massachusetts again. So that was This Day in History. There you go. Thank you very much. Thank you all. So, normally at this time, we would have Tracey doing the news. However, I've got a few things here that I would just throw out at you because I haven't done the official news as Tracey would do herself. So I thought I would just throw them out. I found a few things on RTV English News. Have a look at that online if you want to find out what's going on in the area in Maastricht. They've got it all in English there for you. So, and as we were talking about earlier, we're going to find out tomorrow night what's happening as far as restrictions are concerned. There's supposed to be some new restrictions coming in. The OMT advises the Cabinet on lockdown-like measures to combat the rising COVID figures. This is due to the seriousness of the COVID situation. It's unavoidable, and sources around the outbreak management team say that they advise a lockdown of about 2 weeks. So, well, we shall see. This could be, it could affect the catering industry. They reckon it's probably going to be just cinemas and theatres, but, you know, it could have something to do with bars and restaurants as well. We shall see. Schools are going to stay open apparently. So yeah, we'll find out tomorrow night. And as I said, if you look at RTV News in English, they will keep you completely up to date with what's going on. For Maastricht residents, of course, it's perfectly normal to nip over the border from time to time if you want to go and do some shopping. Sometimes you might want to get some fuel for your car. But if you're over there, what happens if you have an accident? Well, it turns out that there's actually a book that might be able to help you. Someone who knows all about this is Raoul van Dort. He's previously written a book on the topic of what happens if you have an accident in another country. It's quite a bizarre topic, isn't it, really? But it turns out it's actually quite useful. So it's called Bad Luck Abroad. It's now available in German and English for non-Dutch speakers in the area. It's a guide to personal injury in the Netherlands for non-residents of the Netherlands. So, yeah, that's quite handy, I suppose. According to the Gemeente in Maastricht, recycling methods should be improved. And so the Recycling Ready campaign has been initiated. This campaign puts special emphasis on the proper separation of rubbish because only well-separated rubbish can have a possible second life. And this campaign forms part of the Gemeente's rubbish policy, Maastricht Affelloos, in 2030. Now, on Saturday, the 13th of November, this coming Saturday, Sinterklaas is going to be in town. So he's going to be popping up there with his companion, Chimney Sweep Pete. The appearance of the Pete character has been updated in Maastricht due to response to protests and discussions on blackface in the Netherlands. So in accordance with the current COVID regulations, Sinterklaas will not be received on Kelkade by the Burgemeester, and neither will there be any welcoming activities as usual on that day. So Sinterklaas is going to be riding through the city on his horse, and the organisers in Maastricht have requested that onlookers should spread out a bit over that route. So keep your 1.5 metre distance, and children and their parents who want to meet Sinterklaas at the Stadhuis have been asked to bring a QR code and to wear a face covering. So remember that if you are going to be checking out Sinterklaas. And finally, apparently the Netherlands doesn't have the best friet or chips. It's Belgium. And this is official. Absolutely the best ones come from the Friture Boulevard, Veldwezelt. They've even won the title Best Friture of Larnaken. So this is where you go and get your friet. I have absolutely no doubt there are going to be an awful lot of people out there that disagree. But if that's where you want to try out the best friet in Belgium, that's where you've got to go. But apparently, yes, in Limburg, they could be classed as the best friet. Oh, I don't know. You go and find out. Tell us what you think. Right, let's. I tell you what, let's get Matt on. I think it's time we got Matt on the show. We've had Charlotte from the Broth Bar. Matt, our lovely Matt, who used to be on the show hosting with us up until last month, has moved back to the UK. He's starting a new life over there. So we're going to get him in to have a chat. I think he's with us now. Where is he? There he is. Hello, Matt.
Hi.
Oh, it's
How
lovely to see you.
I'll see you too. It's a bit bright here.
How are you doing?
I'm all right.
No, it does actually look like you've got a suntan.
I know, I changed the colour on this lamp. I can't get it.
I can't imagine you've moved back to the UK and got a suntan.
Well, actually, it has been very sunny. It has been lovely and sunny most of the time. It's only rained once or twice, which is
really
excellent. Yeah.
But you are in the south of the UK now, aren't you?
I am. I'm in the south. I'm in Chichester.
Now, for those people who don't know where Chichester is, I know it's beautiful there. It's a lovely, lovely place. Have you been to the cathedral?
I have. There's an exhibition there where they have a giant moon.
Oh, do they?
Really cool. Yeah, they light up this moon and they project like NASA images onto this giant globe. and I went in the night, so that was cool. I recommend if you want to visit, it will be in Ghent in next month or something.
Oh, okay. Oh, I thought you were inviting me over to Chichester, but that's
We can
okay.
also do that. But you have to be quick. It's on until next week.
Okay, fair enough. Well, I think probably a visit to Chichester to come and see you anyway is probably on the books, but we better wait until things are a bit more settled, because looking at the news, it sounds like the UK is having some problems with COVID just as much as they are here.
But fewer restrictions. There are no restrictions. You can still do whatever you want.
Mm-hmm.
So
at the moment.
Well, I've not heard anything about it for a while now, so who knows?
Yeah, they're all talking about climate change at the moment.
Climate change, Tory sleaze, standard UK crap.
Yeah, I think it's probably the same as when you left, actually. But how was the move generally for you?
It was fine. I have too much stuff, I discovered. So I still have a lot of unpacked boxes, and because I don't know where to put the stuff, so we're going to have to sort that one out. And just for reference, everyone, if you do move to the UK, you have to have a tax exemption and list all the stuff you're bringing with you. But that means then you have to keep all of that stuff for a year. You can't get rid of it.
Oh, really?
That's the rule. So I have too much stuff, but I can't get rid of it. I have to keep hold of it for the next year.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
So you had to do an inventory of everything.
Yeah.
And then hand that over to the authorities, and they're going to keep that list, and they're going to check in a year's time?
Well, that's why I don't know. Who knows? That's the rules. Who knows what will actually happen?
Yeah, I mean, are they going to be following your account on eBay to see if you're selling it?
Possibly. Possibly.
It's bizarre. But what about, did you notice any differences to when you moved over here, for example, about whether it was easier, slower, faster, anything at all? Or was it, as far as you're concerned, a pretty simple process?
Well, it's very different. I had far less stuff when I first moved to the Netherlands. I had just my clothes. So that way it was a lot easier.
Yeah.
But I suppose for me it's a bit easier because I've grown up in the UK, so I know how everything works most.
Yeah.
And everything's in English, which is always helpful.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it was fine. I mean, I had to register the stuff. I had to work out how bills work.
Oh.
I've not done that before.
Okay. Is it not a simple direct debit like they have here?
Well, it's a brand new house, so I had to do all this reading of meters and things like that, and I had to find the meters located at various places around the house. So that was fun. And then I didn't have internet for 3 weeks.
Oh.
That was not fun. That was very frustrating.
So is that a standard waiting time?
No, there was a problem. And then only one person in the country could fix it, of course, and they were busy.
Oops. Yeah, well, if there's only one person, then yes, I expect they were quite popular.
Yeah. Stupid system. Anyway.
Okay, but you're all set up now.
I am. We're talking on the internet, so we're good.
Excellent. And how's the new job?
The new job's very fun. I'm learning more and more about modern art. I now work in a modern art gallery. But I don't really know that much about modern art.
Okay.
So I'm learning more every day. And tomorrow is a big opening of the new exhibition. So there's going to be a big party.
Oh.
Yeah. It's all very exciting. I have to decide what to wear.
Oh, well, if that's the only problem that you have at the moment, then, Matt, I think you're doing okay.
Yeah.
But what sort of exhibition is it then?
It's a print exhibition.
Oh, are they talking about the history of printing? Or prints as in...
Prints over the last 60 years.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's probably quite interesting.
Yeah. It's quite cool.
And has it inspired you to get all creative and artistic?
Well, no.
No. Okay, fair enough.
I haven't had time, actually. I've been very busy. Not at the moment. Maybe in the future.
But you've been exploring the area?
I have. I went for a long walk in the Downs.
Oh, lovely.
The South Downs are a range of hills in South England, and you can see the sea from the Downs. It's very nice. I got lost, but I did make it back along some very windy country roads, no pavements. Just slightly terrifying, but we made it back, so it's fine.
Excellent. I think I'm trying to remember where the Seven Sisters is. I don't think it's that far from you, actually. Maybe a bit further along the coast.
Towards Brighton, I think.
Yeah, it's a bit further along the coast. And I do remember there was a spot there that I had been to during the summer, years ago, where you could sit and watch all the guys paragliding. And they would literally, you would sit on the top of this hill and they would run past you and take off. And then they would just all fly around in front of you, and you would have maybe 30 of them just flying around in front of you with all the colours of their paragliders, which was really fun. And I think they do that on particular days. So you keep an eye out for that. It won't be happening now, it'll be next summer. But yeah, keep an eye out for that. And I think that's COVID friendly, actually. So
probably, yeah.
If there are any restrictions next summer, I think you should be okay with that. But yeah, that was lovely. I remember that. And of course, Brighton is not it's not that far from you, of course. It was about an hour.
About 50 minutes on the train.
Yeah, and there's loads going on there, of course.
There is. It's very busy in Brighton. But there's loads of like cafes and restaurants and places to drink. It's very good. Mm-hmm. There's lots of pizza places I need to try out.
Oh, lovely. Mm-hmm. Now, of course, living in the Netherlands, you were a keen biker. You were always popping off, you and Jacob, on your bike. There was quite often a beer involved, if I remember rightly, because you would bike to a particular cafe or pub to have a beer, which is commendable. But I don't think that's the case in the UK, of course.
Well, I am cycling to work every day.
Oh, that's good.
The cycling facilities are not as good, it is true. But there is this, like, mostly there's, for most of the way, there's a cycle path, all like quiet suburban roads. So it's fine. But I do need to wear a helmet and high vis because it's not worth the risk of cycling like you do in the Netherlands. Though people still cycle around here without lights on in the dark. I'm like, you are insane. Yeah. You will die.
Yes.
But no, it's been fine.
Have they actually got proper bike lanes there, built like they have here?
No, not separated. Sometimes the pavement is also the cycle path, and sometimes they have like a painted line in the road, which is the worst one. The pavement one is better. It's very bumpy, but at least you're not on the busy road.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, you can get around. It's fine.
Excellent. So what do you miss about the Netherlands?
The cycling. Cycling is much easier in the Netherlands. And everything's much closer together. So yeah. I miss my friends, of course.
Yes, of course. And are you missing any of the food?
No.
No. Are you overindulging in some nice food back in the UK?
I'm having plenty of cheddar. Crunchy nuts, cereal.
Crunchy nut cornflakes.
What else am I having? Good bread. And yeah, like British supermarkets are really good. If you've never been to the UK, then you have to go to the supermarket when you visit the UK because it's amazing. They are huge. They have everything you ever think of. And they have this thing called reduce to clear, which is my favourite pastime, which is going to the supermarket about 9 o'clock in the evening and just getting all the reduced stuff because they reduce the food that they need to sell. The date is up on it for like 10p or something ridiculous like that. It's great. And you never know what you find.
Well, so you never know from day to day what you're going to have for dinner until you go to the reduce to clear section.
It's very exciting. That is the highlight of my day.
Oh dear. Well, I must confess, I mean, I'm not a big fan of supermarkets, so I just want to go in, get my food, and leave, and be done with it. And on the odd occasion that I've popped over to the UK and found myself in a supermarket, I have been probably a little overwhelmed with the choice that they have there. And I've had this in the States as well when I've been to the States. You have one aisle dedicated to one particular type of food, like cereal, for example. And if you don't know what you want, then you could be there for days trying to figure out.
Yeah.
There is an awful lot of choice, which is good in some respects, but for somebody like me who can't make a decision, no, that's it's impossible, absolutely impossible. But yeah, cheddar cheese.
Yeah, cheddar on demand. I have cheddar all the time now.
Oh, fantastic!
It's going to lose its appeal though. I need to limit it. I need to get different cheese.
Well, other cheeses are available in the UK.
They are, yeah. Wensleydale. I also have some Wensleydale.
Excellent. Well, I'm glad it's all going so well for you over there. What's the plan? You say you've still got some boxes that are unpacked. What's the plan over the next few weeks? More unpacking?
I need to get some more furniture to store the stuff that's still in boxes. I do not.
Okay.
Most of my clothes are still in boxes because there's just one built-in wardrobe and no shelves or drawers or anything. Okay. So let's sort that out.
Well, are we talking flat pack, or are we going
probably,
to?
Yeah.
But
I built my own table and chairs this weekend.
Oh,
from
why
IKEA.
did you not film this? I mean, this is a YouTube moment for sure.
Well, yeah, I managed it. It was quite difficult though because obviously you build the table upside down, then you have to pick up the table. And I didn't think about this until it happened. I was like, oh no, how do I pick up the table? Because it's quite heavy. Pick up like a full dining table on your own.
Yeah.
So it took a bit of working out and maneuvering and balancing things underneath it. And eventually I got it up. There were some ominous cracks coming from the leg and I was like, oh no, but it's fine. It's fine. It's not.
I have that problem with my knees. They make that noise as well. But well done you. That's excellent. And Jacob, is he joining you soon?
He'll be here in a couple of weeks, yeah.
Excellent. Oh, that would be nice. And then you can be properly settled.
Indeed, yes.
Oh. Well, it's been lovely to see you.
You too.
I'm really glad that things are going in the right direction. And as soon as we can come and visit, then I think it would be rather nice that we get a guided tour from you, actually.
Please do. There are vineyards here as well.
Oh, well, that's sold. Oh, my goodness.
Yes. English sparkling wine.
Excellent. Oh, well, yes, I think we might organise a coach load of us to come over. But, and, of course, we can't bring it back here, so we'll just have to drink it there.
Exactly. We can cycle there.
And with cheese?
Yes, too. Yeah.
Excellent. Oh, well, that's our next holiday booked. Super. Keep us up to date, and I'm sure Tracey's very sad that she wasn't able to see you this evening. So, yeah. But she'll probably get a message over to you anyway. And let's hope to see you soon. And some of us will talk over social media. If anybody else out there wants to talk to Matt over social media, then I'm sure he's more than happy to talk to you because he'll talk to anybody. Sure. We know this. Hopefully we get to catch up again with you soon, Matt. Give our love to Jacob.
I will.
All the best, darling. Speak to you soon. Take care.
Bye.
Bye. Oh, lovely Matt. Yes, that was our Matt who used to be on the show and has now moved back to the UK. He's got a fantastic new job, so he's all settled and good, which is what we wanted to hear. This is good. We're happy. Everything is fine in the world. That is great. So we're sorted. Now, I think probably what we should do is, actually Matt will like this because we used to have Matt Goes Dutch and a lot of that was talking about history because Matt is a bit of a history buff. But we have turned to Lucy at Meet Maastricht, who would normally be walking you around the city telling you about the history, but now we've got 5 minutes of her here on the Maastricht edition telling us about history and heritage of Maastricht. Over to Lucy.
Hello there. For another 5 minutes of Maastricht history and heritage. I'm going to talk today about the Cel Brothers Chapel, or as we say in Dutch, Cellenbroeders Kapel. The similarity in the words with the English ones is of course obvious. The kapel is a chapel, and Cel Brothers might require a little more explanation. They quite literally lived in cells. You are probably aware that in the course of Christianity there have been, down through the ages, very many different types of religious institutions with all kinds of different aims and consequently also different activities and localities. The Cel Brothers are more or less the bottom of the heap. They would draw their brothers from the lowest strata of society. They would live in very, very, very basic accommodations, cells, tiny little abodes, rickety shacks, and only after quite some time they may or may not have been built into anything approaching a monastery. But they were not monks. They might have been better off if they were. Brothers do not take all the vows which would have made them into monastics. And the Cel Brothers specifically had a task in society that many others shunned. And that was taking care of the sick, or the mad, or the maladjusted, or the social undesirables. Categories could be very fluid at times. They were made to do so in sort of out-of-the-way places. And funnily enough, that is still visible today in the site of their of what remains of their settlement. The Cel Brothers Chapel is a very, very well hidden gem in the Maastricht Historic Centre, and well, I highly recommend going to look for it. These days, it is being used as a venue for weddings or meetings, and since it has a gorgeous acoustics, it is also used for concerts of choirs or smaller musical groups. Wonderful atmosphere, wonderful spot. Go and find it. And then please spare a thought for these simple men who were asked down the centuries to, have a dedication to their patients that, with all the respect I have to healthcare providers today, is not being asked of their contemporary, descendants. Of course, all people in healthcare today have studied extensively everything there is to know about healthcare. And these medieval brothers, until doing what they could, tending the sick, taking care of the dead, and often their own. All these successive plagues that have swept through the city, whether they were the actual plague or cholera or something else, of course they would regularly result in the entire convent dying out. The similarity with today is that without vaccines, as we are lucky to have now, in those days, really the only responses available to people were very similar to the ones that we have seen applied at the beginning of the COVID pandemic, and that is isolation. You lock people up in their homes or in this little poor convent, or you take them to barracks outside the city walls, or you row them to an island in the middle of the Maas River, which is no longer there, and then either you recuperate or die, and that's just all there is to it. A grim history of a lovely spot. Go and see it for yourself. Bye.
Lucy at Meet Maastricht. And I want to say a big happy birthday to Lucy, because tomorrow it's her birthday. So everybody here at the Maastricht edition, we wish you a very happy birthday tomorrow, Lucy. Hope you have a lovely day. Okay, well, we haven't got much time left. I want to squeeze in a few titty-bitties before we go. I do want to mention our book of the week. This, of course, comes from the English bookstore in Maastricht. The lovely Kirsty over there is sending us over some recommendations. This week's recommendation, if you read the cover, it says NOS4A2. But, of course, it's pronounced Nosferatu, like the vampire. This is a book by Joe Hill. Could be classed as the most horrifying Christmas story that you'll ever read. Joe Hill works include the Lock and Key graphic novels. They're now apparently they're on Netflix. There's Horns. There's a movie. This is a movie with Daniel Radcliffe, and In the Tall Grass, another Netflix movie, which was co-written with his father, Stephen King. Good credentials there. So he's the son of Stephen King, who also writes horror books and short stories and graphic novels. But Nosferatu is the story of Vic McQueen, a girl with a gift for finding lost things by riding her bike through an old bridge. Her travels, though, put her in the path of Charlie Manx, who is a man who has a mysterious talent of his own, using his 1938 Rolls-Royce to steal kids and their humanity, making them into his own monstrous children. Oh, I'm not so sure about this. The story and Manx follow Vic as she grows into an adult with her own child, and she doesn't know if she will ever escape Manx, and horrifyingly doesn't know if she can save her own son when Manx comes for him. Oh my God. It's also a TV show on Prime Video, so you can check it out there. But if horror is your thing, get down to the English bookstore and check out Nosferatu by Joe Hill. So thank you to Kirsty. Also happening at the English bookstore, which is going to be happening on Saturday, there's the book launch and giveaway event. Val Karen has got a book launch event happening there, October Revelations, from the rooftops and the deceit of riches. Pop down, have a chat with Val, get an autograph, have a chat with him. That's all happening on Saturday at 2 o'clock. And other things that are happening around the city, as we said earlier, go and have a look at maastrichter.com and check out the support your local business page on Facebook. This is something that we've set up with #Maastricht. Well, I'm just sitting here going, oh my God, I've got something in my eye. So this is probably a good time for me to sign off. Thank you so much to Charlotte. Thank you so much to Matt. Thank you guys for hanging in there with me. Tracy, hopefully we'll be back next week. And have a lovely week. Watch out for the English news on RTV Maastricht's English news page on Facebook. They're going to keep you up to date with any COVID restrictions that come in tomorrow. Keep warm. See you next week. Have a wonderful week, whatever it is that you do, and we'll see you next Thursday. Thanks ever so much. Bye for now. Bye.